You thought you were coming back to a channel with production values. You came back to a living hell. It's pain again. It's the MGC on NBC.
Remember, if you like the videos, like, sub, silly, comment, share. Support the channel if you want. Some people like when I do these videos about how I would change Dragon Ball Fighters. I do one every year, I feel like, and all the characters. So it's year 4. We're going to do it again. But today, we're doing it with paint. So if you like the paint quality and want me to do it for other characters again with paint, let me know. Thank you. So we're going to start off with Trunks. We're going to do Trunks and Vegito today. I always think Trunks is a great character to start off with because he already has a pretty solid foundation. And I think he's also interesting because people complain that they don't want zoning in the game. They don't want block damage or something. But Trunks is already equipped to be an anti-zoning character, right? So that's why I always think it's funny. Like, people are like, oh, we can't have zoning because zoning would be too good in this game. You know, we can't have like real block damage because characters don't have anything to do with it. They won't know how to deal with it. It's like, dude, there's already characters that are fundamentally equipped to deal with it. And when one aspect of a game gets stronger, other aspects of it are going to come to light as well. You would hope, at least, right? So, of course, excuse me, this goes off to the fundamental stuff of what I would change about the game, but what would Trunks' new move be? What I would give Trunks? Trunks has this little like spread fire shot, little shotgun blast, whatever kind of move in some of the games. God, and please don't look up the game.
God, the PlayStation game is terrible. My God.
But you know what? We can pull from some lore here for a new move to give him. So let's give him this like little, he has that little cyclone buster laser beam thing. Why not give him this little spread shot fireball thing? When you do the flip, say if you quarter circle forward or whatever, hurricane kick, something with a button, he shoots a spread fire shot, and it acts as maybe an EX move, something like that. But he shoots out a spread shot, fireball, shotgun blast, whatever, and that gives him a little bit more way to get in, right? I'm sure it add a little bit more combo ability as well, potentially, but that would allow him kind of some cover to get in with a little bit of a weird fireball thing. It's appreciating the lore that he's had in other games. I think that would be kind of a fun, weird EX move you could give him, I think. Probably as a normal move would be too good, I think. But basically, I guess you could think of it almost as like a banshee blast of Vegito, but you need to do it from that little flip thing. And it goes straight forward instead of diagonal down. That would be the new move I would give him. But I would really focus on this core game plan, I think, Trunks, right? The idea that you cannot keep Trunks out, right? So we have to change the future here. And remember, block damage is real now. So the guy just can't keep blocking change the future the whole time because he's eventually going to start eating real block damage, right? So remember, he has this move where you hold it and he goes through fireballs anyway. So from the feint of it, while you do the hurricane kick with key button, whatever, I think that's what it is. It's been a while since I've played him. I would give him 2 different EX moves, right? One, if you hold down the button, just press hard slash, whatever, while he does it, he does the auto combo ninja dash thing, right? And the auto combo ninja dash hits low. It functions just like the auto combo ninja dash thing as it does. It's an invincible move, but now, as well as the auto combo, I would make that a low, right? You can still cancel it whenever you want to when it hits the guy. So that's another way that he can get in. And then I would give him another version of the move while you're doing this move right here, the hold the change of future. Maybe if you press down in hard slash, then he teleports to the other side and he comes down on the guy with the shining slash. I think just this simple change would make Trunks like super annoying, right? Because the change the future is already an anti-zoning move, right? And remember, I said counter hits would be real in this game. So even if you were to hit a full screen change the future, you know, the guy just, imagine it could be Vegito. Vegito's throwing full screen banshee blasts at you, whatever, right? A guy's just shooting full screen fireballs at you, whatever. And if you hit a counter hit, change the future mid-screen, you can combo off it. You don't need to vanish. You don't need to do anything like that. So Trunks has very easy ways to get in, right? The guy can keep trying to block, but change the future does block damage, right? Then, because he's afraid of this kind of mix-up and he wants to block more, that allows the feint of it to become more useful because the guy is afraid, right? Remember, the feint goes through fireballs as well. And so basically, you give him these 2 new options from the feint. Both are an EX move. One, again, he does the auto combo. The third hit of the auto combo functions exactly the same. You could still cancel it whenever. You'll be able to combo off it, but it's a low now as well. Again, the auto combo low would be a low as well now. And he has an overhead option. So the guy is basically stuck. He's like, well, fuck. Right when he flashes, do I need to block low? Do I need to get... Maybe I just want to chicken guard because I don't want to deal with this mix-up, whatever, right? But all of this together with real block damage, that's going to allow this feint to become more useful as well for him to continue to get in. So basically, we have just these options right here, right? Wow, it's like Trunks is so totally anti-zoning. Maybe not versus a laser beam, right? Of course, you can go through beams with this, actually, but, you know, that's a little bit more whatever. But traditional zoning just doesn't work for him. He gets in. If he has any kind of meter, Trunks gets in. And you can't just block the whole time because now block damage is real. I think that is just such a simple change to Trunks that would be super threatening and super fucking annoying. Of course, you know, there's... Maybe you just see him running towards you and you just want to chicken guard the whole time. But even then, hey, man, you're going to start opening up yourself for other things when you keep doing that, right? Then the other change, I always say, I think that move from the cyclone flip to the cyclone, laser beam, whatever, I think that should off the ground the guy. I think that would give you a lot of new, interesting combo opportunities. Say even from a shining slash in the corner, you hit it. You know what I mean? Shining slash in the corner, you hit it. Super fast cyclone flip to laser beam shit. You can get a juggle off it. Even just random combos mid-screen, whatever. Allowing that to off the ground, I think, would add a lot of stuff to him. And, of course, I've showed the throw examples because now teching, you could do it at the very end of long combos, and then you could actually get some tech games that don't actually really exist properly in the game now. And adding that to Trunks, I think, would be good. I think it's too medium. I think you could make that go under fireballs. Give it like the beta kind of stuff. The beta reach and speed that it had. And then, of course, again, counter hits as well. Just random stand key or whatever. Stand slash key, whatever the fuck they call it in this game. That being a counter hit, if that goes through a fireball, yeah, he can combo off it easily from full screen. Again, Trunks' changes to me are very simple because it's already there, dude. Just these simple changes would make him so threatening and annoying, right? And what would his new stand medium auto combo normal be? I'm actually not sure. I haven't thought of what normal that would be exactly. He has different kind of kick stuff in different Dragon Ball games, but it could be maybe just give him a new slash or something. Maybe I think it should be probably a low. You know what I mean? That like hits you low. Maybe in my head I kind of think of something that like it's a 2-hit low, and one of the hits pushes you away, one of the hits pushes you forward, right? Or vice versa. So that way when you're doing cyclone flip, whatever it is, it keeps the guy a little bit more on their toe because they don't know if they're moving back or forward. You know what I mean? Just a little bit of hesitancy. But again, I just look at this and you're like, wow, Trunks gets in. Oh, and of course, what would his anti-reflect move be? You know, because I think every character should have one move, at least one move that is anti-reflectable. Honestly, you could say it's the Ninja Dash. You could say it's the Ninja Dash and the Shining Slash. To be honest with you, you could do that if you want. You know what I mean? Just make it something simple. It's like, wow, Trunks is getting in. He's getting it in. 6 inches deep. 7 inches. 10 inches? How big is he? Leave it in the comments. I don't know. I don't look at the... I've never seen... Actually, you know what's weird? I'm going to be honest with you. Going on a tangent here. Why... when I feel like half the time that I've looked up Vegito pictures or something like that, why is it like a hentai of Vegito and Gogeta having sex? I'm not down with that. Fuck that shit. Give me some real hentai or something like that. I don't know. Dragon Ball hentai. Not even once, right? And what would we do with old Vegito? Let's see with Vegito what I would do for him, like I've said before, right? So Vegito, I think he should have a new... Instead of only having that down little punch normal, down punch light normal, whatever, I think you could give him a 3L normal where he just does that quick kick to the shins, whatever that he has in other games, and then he does that roundhouse to the air. I just don't fundamentally think that in a fighting game, a character should have no low that is there, only has a low that is as slow as Vegito, right? And I think it is, I said it's a slow low where he kicks you up in the air, right? So then, hopefully you're going to get what I'm getting at here. Basically, from this, when he kicks you in there, the only thing that can hit is either a far-spaced orb or this, his little lightsaber thing. That why you're kind of, you know what I mean? You're still making him a character that is weak, that does not have a fast, low, normal option that does good damage. He does a weak damage, 2-hit light that kicks you into the air. But at least if he kicks you in the air, you know what I mean? He gets like, it gives you another excuse because I don't think this is you. They did fix it a little bit in patches. Because again, in the first patch, man, it was almost like, why would you ever do this move, the lightsaber move? It had not enough uses, right? These combos. And of course, they changed it to now you can combo after Vanish, which makes it more theoretically, not even theoretically, realistically useful. But I think this would give you another use for it. You give him a real low option that actually is decent speed, but you're still keeping the idea he's not going to get big damage off it because it shoots the guy in the air. And of course, I think Vegito doesn't have enough kicks, so give him one of his fucking kicks, bro. That could be Vegito's new fucking move, basically, that low, right? Another thing I've said before, I think that when you're doing strings with him, and I've showed you could do it, but it's not very super, it's not realistic enough, right? When he shoots, or let's use this blue. Let's use blue. Blue. I think that there should be however many moves. I don't know how many frames the move hits. Does the move hit like 2 frames? Make it when it hits for the third frame of the move, the hitbox expands a bit from it because I don't like the fact that the guy just goes through it. They're engulfed in the fucking fireball. And I've showed there's certain strings where you can space your strings so the guy gets hit and they get pushed back into the fireball. And it's theoretically possible that you can get it to hit late to manipulate the frame data a little bit, but it's just a little too unrealistic. So I would have another frame to the move to allow you to reset your strings with the fireball a little bit more realistically. Make it when it explodes, it becomes just a little bit bigger. For his medium normal, you know what I mean? He has this laser beams, laser sword, ninja dash in basically every other game. Make it so his ninja dash, his new medium auto combo normal is after the medium, he does a quick little ninja dash with the laser sword. Then what does that do for the character? First of all, I think you could make it count as a fireball too. It doesn't have to be a normal that you can't reflect. So you can reflect it. But again, there's this idea that Vegito is weak in the corner, whatever. You could give him this medium auto combo, whatever, where he does a ninja dash and he goes to the other side of the guy, right? So he flips the corner around, but make it count as a fireball. So it has a fireball damage buffer on it if it hits, and it's reflectable. So if the guy reflects it, they can reflect out of the string when you do it, right? I think that would be kind of a good way that you're kind of fixing the problem, but you're giving the fix to the problem. You're not making it overpowered, right? Do you get what I'm getting at with Vegito? We're still keeping some of his problems, right? Fixing the problems a little bit, but giving them a weakness, if you will. And appreciating, look, he doesn't have enough fucking kick moves. He should have all kicks as fucking far as I'm concerned, right? Kick move, whatever. Medium model combo, he does that little lightsaber thing. Lightsabers to the other side. I think that would be fun. The counter move, I've said before, the counter move, I think it's very lazy that the counter move, he just grabs you and throws you. Again, I think the counter move, you know what I think? Make it when you normally do it, he does that little laser sword stab, right? Make it do less. I think the move does it do like 1400 or 1350 or something like that? Make the move, the counter when you do it, he does the little laser stab that he has in every other game, right? I don't know why they were lazy and they just made him slam you to the ground. Fucking stupid, right? When you normally do it, he does the little laser sword stab. Instead of 1350, make it do 1000, right? It stabs the guy just falls down to the ground or whatever. Nothing is guaranteed off it unless you do sparking or some shit like that. Just like how you can normally spark and cancel that thing. But then give it an EX version that if you've hit this little laser stab thing, then for an EX bar or something like that, you can press hard again or something like that. And then, he has this big kind of circle slash thing that he has in other games. Or maybe he just slices you a few times and he circle slashes you, right? Make it do like 2000 then after that or something, right? So it's weaker without meter, weaker than it is normally now. But if he has meter, he can spend a little bit more bar. he stabs you, then slices you a few times, circle slash, whatever. Again, appreciating the lore of the character. And I just think the move is dumb too. I don't think the move should have a 4-frame, not be invincible the first 4 frames. I think that is retarded. I don't know why a character like Gogeta, his counter is 1 frame, isn't it? And he doesn't need meter to combo off it. So I just feel like, and Vegito's you can even vanish. It's just kind of like, if you're going to make it so the guy can vanish me after I counter you, I should be getting more damage, or there should be something more off it, or it should definitely at least be instant. I don't get that. Again, it's not even guaranteed when he counters you. That is retarded to me. Maybe you could put in something weird like, because he has like, throw normals or that big throw stuff and a too hard, you could say something like, okay, boom, his head is not invincible. If it's an attack that is aimed at his fucking head right here, he's not invincible. But for the very first, the other 4, yeah, he is invincible, right? I think that's bad. I just can't begin to tell you how fucking stupid I think it is that his counter is not frame 1 and you can vanish it when he hits you with it. So it's technically not even guaranteed. You got to get the guy sleeping almost to get hit by it. If you got to make the guy sleeping to get hit by it, you got to make the potential reward for the move better and give him some lightsaber shit from it, right? Banshee Blast before, I've said this before. I think he should have an EX version of the move that counts as a laser beam. Because he just should. I think the move is such a good potential story narrative for the character and the video game the game in general, right? Because it is such a great move that shows off the tug of war between reflecting, homing dash, or reflecting fireballs, homing dashing. Excuse me, sorry, I'm falling asleep as well. Given an EX version of the move that counts as a laser beam as well. So then there's more of a mind game to it as well. The EX version of it, I guess, I wouldn't make it do any more damage because I do think it's a very versatile normal. So I don't think the EX one should do any more damage than the normal one. But the EX one should count as a laser beam. And maybe there could be some kind of weird combo opportunity where the guy just, instead of being shot up, they explode. Just like a laser beam, they fall to the ground. Maybe it acts like Team Gohan's bomb. Something like that. That kind of hit kind of effect, right? And for sure, again, I wouldn't change the air one, but the ground one for sure, the frame data, you need to make the move either a frame faster and a frame faster recovery, something like that. I just think it's a little too, again, there are safe Banshee Blast stuff you can do, but considering how somewhat specific it is to make the Banshee Blast safe to fire, it still isn't safe when you go in for something. So I think it should just be, it's got to be toned up a little bit. When I talk about every character should have a move that counter hits, some kind of counter hit move. And you don't have to go too far with counter hits in the game. It can be something specific, right? You can just say like, oh, every character has 1 move or 2 moves that is counter hit, kind of counter hit intuitive, right? I would give Vegito another version of this move, right? So 1, he teleports to the front, right? I would say if you press the other 2 buttons, then he does a version of the move where he goes on the other side. It does less damage. Say it only does 1,500 or I don't know. How much does the move? I want to say the move does like 200 damage or something. 2,000? Maybe, I forget what it does. Maybe it does a couple hundred damage less than the normal version. But he teleports to the other side. And if it happens to hit on a counter hit, the guy then slides after the move. So you can get it off the ground, right? And I think the move should be frame 1 invincible too. I think the move should be frame 1 invincible. Only the second version. Only the second version is frame 1 invincible, and he teleports to the other side. And only if it hits on a counter hit, the guy, when they fall on the ground, they slide, and then you can pick them up with something, a super. Or I would say this right here. I think this move should off the ground now. So that way, when you randomly big throw a guy in the corner, you can actually hit a lightsaber or something like that off that. I wouldn't try to make it, you couldn't even give it a huge fucking damage buffer. If you use it as an off the ground, it gets a huge fucking damage buffer, something off it like that. But I definitely think you can make that move off the ground. And I also think besides that, the lightsaber shit, I think the lightsaber should actually be absolute stun as well. I think it's kind of lame that Vegito doesn't have any absolute stun move like some other characters have. So I would make the lightsaber stuff absolute stun. I know I've seen some people say that they actually think this should actually have head invincibility, but I think considering that he already has the big throw, he already has barrier, and again I would give him a second version of this move that actually has frame one invincibility. I don't think you need to give this move head invincibility. If I was going to give it head invincibility, I do think that it would only be for, I think the move is 20 frames. Maybe the last 5 frames of it is head invincible, something like that. I don't think he needs a full screen laser beam thing that is head invincible. You know what I mean? Yeah. And what would Vegito's anti-reflect moves be? I actually do think it could be these 2 lightsaber moves. So obviously this is not as versatile as Trunks, because how many opportunities are you going to try to bait or reflect with this move? Now this move you could, because again, we're giving him this medium auto combo that counts as a fireball and crosses up the guy. So if the guy were to reflect that, and then if you were to 2-slash after that, this would automatically beat reflect, right? But in general, this move, I think you could make where Vegito, he already is so reflect proof, so to speak. I don't think you need to make Vegito super Trunks. I was like, man, you can make Shining Slash unreflectable. You can make it the Ninja Dash unreflect. Those are moves you're using all the time. I don't think you need to do that with Vegito, since he already has so much momentum on all his moves anyway. Give him some awkward unreflectable moves. And besides that, I guess I would say the final Kamehameha. I could say that could be unreflectable as well. So you actually have to eat a chunk of block damage when he does it. But other than that, I think those are the main ideas that I would do with Vegito. I think that would be fun. Again, you're giving him a kick normal. You know what I mean? I think that'd be fun. You're not getting big damage off it since the guy flies into the air anyway, and you only get like an orb or that lightsaber off it. You know what I mean? Medium auto combo, you're giving some love to the lightsaber shit. The barrier, I think the barrier would be a real fun idea. You know what I mean? Again, more love to the lightsaber shit. That's basically what I would do with Vegito. I mean, I could even get more complicated with some of these characters, and I could legitimately, I hate talking about frame data, but I totally could just frame data exactly how things should be in my head. But I think those are the changes I would do for Vegito with how he is. Anyway, remember, if you like the videos, like, so comment, share, support the channel if you want.
You only get this kind of quality here on FTC on NBC.